what are the things we are going to cover in our course. And when we are talking about the ETL, so definitely there are many, in many places, in many different type of project, we can use the ETL process or ETL technology. But different project, we have different type of rules, different type of flow. So based on that flow, we need to define our workflow for data migration. So here, so why basically, first of all, why we need the ETL in any project? So let's suppose like as a senior member, if we are going to execute any project. So as we know, the first job for any project is we need to understand the existing data, correct? We need to
Yes, yes.
understand the existing data, what kind of data client has. So like let's suppose if we are working in Dubai municipality or we are working in, let's suppose, GHMC Hyderabad.
Yeah.
So maybe if we are going to do any project related to the utility, so we have to collect the data from different sources from municipality. So maybe sometime they have data in shape file. Maybe some latest data they have in the geodatabase feature classes. Maybe some old data they have in the AutoCAD format. And maybe some more old data they have in the paper format. Now here the first challenge is we need to do the unification of the data. Unification of the data or unified the data. So when we are talking about the unification, unified the data, it means we need to get the data from different sources. We have to create the unified geodatabase model, and we need to set some process. Using that process, we can take the data from different type of sources and we can transfer this data to the unified geodatabase model. This is a very important task for any project. And in this case, either we need to do the things manually or we need to develop the custom tool. We need to write some Python script. So different type of data, different process, we have the different steps. But when we will use the process of ETL, when we will use the process of ETL, so ETL, as we know, stand for extraction, transformation, and loading. These are the three words what we have in the ETL. So E for extraction of the data. So first work is we need to extract the data from different sources. So first thing is the extraction. Once we will get all the data or when we will extract all the data, after that we need to define some logic. We need to write some process for transformation. Like the example is, let's suppose we are transferring the data from AutoCAD to geodatabase. When and as we know, in GIS or in ArcGIS geodatabase, when we are creating the feature class, so in feature class we can store only one type of geometry. In one feature class we can store only one type of geometry. We cannot store, like if I created the feature class road and its type is polyline, then we cannot store the point or polygon in that feature class. But when we are working with the AutoCAD, so in AutoCAD we don't have this kind of constraint. In AutoCAD, in one level or in one layer, we can store point, line, polygon, any kind of feature. There we are differentiating the feature based on the line style, based on the line color, based on the line pattern. Like if we have the road, red color road is the type A road, blue color road is the type B road, and orange color road is type C road. When this road will come to the feature class, so we need to create a subtype or domain in feature class so that all the different roads, all the different type of road will properly migrate to the feature class with proper subtype or domain. And I believe subtype and domain, these we already know, correct? I think we
Yes,
no need to discuss about subtype and domain and all. So the challenging part is extracting the data from the CAD, and we need to write some logic before transform or before load this data to the target data set. We need to do some calculation, we need to do some manipulation so that red color line will go to the road feature class with type A. Blue color line will go to the road feature class with type B. So this all logical part we are doing where we are doing in the transformation. So in whenever we are trying to explore ETL, so the most important part of the ETL is what? Transformation. And whatever the complex thing you have heard about the FME or any ETL, if we have different type of transformer, we have different type of like some reader, writer and all. So most of the things is going to cover in which part? Transformer part. Loading part is easy, but the most important part is what? T. T is the transformer. So when we are talking about the unification of the data, so unification of the data is basically taking the data from different sources, and we will use some ETL process and try to upload or try to load all the data in the unified geodatabase model. So here we need one special ETL software. Second one is the data latency. Data latency means, do you know what is the meaning of data latency?
no, no.
Data latency means whenever you are working on any data, let's suppose we have one web application. In that web application, we are showing the network diagram, or we are showing any water network. How this water network will show in the web application? Because in backend of this web application there is one database. Whenever the contractor will upload the data, whenever the contractor will upload the data in any system, that data will go to the geodatabase with some process and all. And finally, when this data will come to the main geodatabase, then only we are able to see that data in our web application. The duration when contractor upload the data till the data when we are able to see in the web application, this time duration we need to reduce. Means if it is taking 2 days or one day to complete all these process with manual effort, So we need to write something where contractor will upload the shape file or contractor will upload the AutoCAD file, and automatically with some process it will transform to the final geodatabase. So that data latency means this time, upload the data till the data will use, that the duration of this one is called data latency.
Data latency.
So that data latency we need to reduce. Then we need a powerful special ETL software. Then after we have the data archiving and lineage. Data archiving and lineage means, data archiving everyone knows. Data archiving means we are archiving the data in some place. Lineage means how the data is connected, means how your source data is connected with the target data. Like as we have discussed about the example, we have the AutoCAD file. In AutoCAD file, we have the road layer, red color, blue color, and orange color roads are there, type A, type B, and type C. When we are transferring type A to A domain, type B to the domain B, and type C to the domain C. So this connection between the source and destination, that is called the data lineage. So that we need to maintain. So for that, definitely we required spatial ETL software. Then after we have the available skills. If we have if we have the skill set to use the spatial ETL software, if we have the skill set to transform, how quickly we can transform the data using the spatial ETL, then definitely we have to use ETL. Then after we have the business need, like yesterday or in the previous session we have discussed, when when your organization is transforming the business from legacy to advance, means previously everyone, like in the electric domain, everyone was using the arc fm, and arc fm is basically, that time arc fm was very very good software. But now the same company is moving towards the esri unm. If they are changing the business technology, so definitely they want to migrate all the legacy data to the new system. So definitely to do this thing quickly, we required a special ETL software. Otherwise, if you are going to do all these things manually, then it will take too much time. And there is a high possibility of errors as well. So if we are using a proper spatial ETL software, then our work will be easy, accuracy will be increased. After that, visual flow. Abhi, if someone is doing manually, then we are not able to understand what process he is following. If there is some error, we cannot recognize in which step we got the error or in which step he is doing the wrong. But when we will have the visual flow, means in the ETL application, whenever you are transforming the data from source to destination, in each and every step, whenever you click with mouse, then you can see in this particular pipeline how many features are moving, in another pipeline how many features are moving. Because pipeline means what, we have written different different logic. Ki red color road is there, then it should go to this feature class. Blue color road, it should go to this feature class. So using the visual flow, using the visual component, we can easily see, before even going to the transformation or before going to load the data, we can see ki how many data is going to transfer using the current workflow. After that, data quality. Because spatial ETL software has capability to read and write the data along with the logs. Means if we are using the spatial ETL software, then spatial ETL software has capability to read the data, write the data, and whatever the transformation we are using, each and every data transfer, it will log. If we will have any issue or if we want to log a particular thing, that facility also we will have in the spatial ETL software, so that we can log each and every point what we are using in our ETL workflow. Then after we have the security. Definitely, when we will have any spatial ETL software, so company itself providing many security norms so that data no one can leak the data. Data integration 360-degree view. Any spatial ETL software if we will use, then that software will provide us 360-degree view of our data transformation. From where data is coming, what is the transformation approach we are using, and after that finally in which data model data is going to write. So each and everything we can see in this step. So these are the point which basically insist us to use the spatial ETL software. Mm. Then after we have how the ETL application we can use. So as I told you, ETL is basically not the software. ETL is just a concept. ETL is just a concept. This concept will tell you what kind of facility, if any software is providing, then we can say this is a ETL software. So first one is what? We have the different type of process, manual process. We can we can write or we can do the manual process for the ETL. This is a very legacy system, and from starting onward, people were using manual process only. And because of that reason, if they want to transform the data, so they are taking 1 month, 6 month time to transform the complete data from one system or one geodatabase or one database model to another database model. So now we are not going to talk about the manual process. Then after we will have the custom development. Custom development also a very good choice. When in any project, let's suppose you have seen all the source data we have in AutoCAD. If you have seen all the source data, what we have, that we have in the AutoCAD format. And and the second important thing is all the data we will have in the proper format. Proper format means let's suppose I have 1 lakh files. I have 1 lakh AutoCAD files. In all the AutoCAD file, we will have road, all the roads we have in the proper layer. All type of road we will have the in the proper color. So if you have the input data in proper standard, then what we can do, and the best thing is, most important thing is, if you know the input data is in AutoCAD, one thing. Second thing is all the data is in proper structure. Then when we will, if we want to transform this complete data to the ESRI GDB, then if you want, you can use the developer and we can develop the custom application. That application will take the AutoCAD file as a source and the geodatabase as a target, and your work will be done. So this is the custom development, and the custom development normally supports one type or one or two type of transformation. After that, if you will come to the open source, so in open source also we have some softwares. That softwares provide us the facility to transform the data from one format to another format. There is a one software that name is the GeoCattle. Just check when you will have time. GeoCattle is the open source software, and that software we can basically use free of cost. But because this is a open source, there is some limitation. This software can provide you less number of transformation. मतलब कि let's suppose you this software can provide you shape file to GDB, GDB to shape file, AutoCAD to GDB, AutoCAD to shape file. So like that, it will provide you the facility, but not means not a large number of transformation you can get. But facility is there. After that, we have the proprietary enterprise application. So when we will come to the proprietary enterprise application, there is a very known name which everyone knows, that is the FME. FME is the name of the software like ArcGIS, and the company name is the Safe Software. So this is the main software what most of the companies are using. And its license, because this is a licensed software and license cost is very high, and just because of that reason many companies cannot basically afford this license. So most of the company who are working in India, if they are uh, MNCs or CMM level 5 company, 4 company, 3 company, then this company can afford and they are using. Otherwise, people are doing using this ETL either custom development or manual process only. But whenever we are working with the enterprise level application, then definitely we have to go with the proper proprietary enterprise application like FME. Then after we have the cloud based service. There are some cloud based service also available which we can use to transform our data from one format to another format. Like here, if I go to the this simply if I will write ki convert shape file to, let's suppose, KML. Okay.
Hmm.
So whenever you write here convert shape file to KML, if you go to this web page, this website now my geo data converter. This my geo data converter web application will provide you many different type of transformation. That like see here, many different type of transformation you can get. So you can use this, but again, because this is a cloud base, so here we have the limitation. For the small data you can use, but if the data size is large, then they will ask for the money. But here my intention to show this thing is this kind of services or many services are available. That services basically we can use to transform the data from one format to another format using the cloud based application. Okay, understood. Till this point, any doubt?
No, no.
Okay. Now coming to the, this is the pictorial form of the ETL application. So here This is our source. This is our source. And when we are talking about the E means extraction, when we will have extraction means we are getting the data from the source, and after extracting the data or after getting the data from the source, these are the three very very main operation. And when we will discuss about the FME, then you will get to understand in detail how we can clean the data, how we can validate the data, and how we can filter the data. Like let's suppose I have given you one shape file and I ask you कि I want to transform only htpol, or I have given you 100 of shape files and the task is I want to transform only those data which belong to sector A. So that kind of filtering we can easily get in the FME. Validation also, if I, let's suppose if I have given the condition ki all the poles type should be the HT or should be the LT. So any validation also we can easily do with the help of the any ETL application. Cleansing means we need to clean the data. If we want to clean the data, then there is a process to clean the data, and that process we no need to do manually. We can define this process in the FME so that we can easily do, or quickly we can do the all this process. Once we will get the clean, validate and filter data, after that we can use the process of loading, and we can load this clean data to the target geodatabase or target data type. Any data can be source and any data can be target. Like sometime when we are working with the web application development, so in web application development we want to transform the data from shape file to the GeoJSON. We want to transform the data from shape file to KML. So in all these process we can basically use the ETL application, and we can do the things. So here just I have given the definition. What is the meaning of the extraction? Here when we will discuss about the FME later, then there is one more important terminology comes in the picture, that is the thin client and thick client. That is what? That is the thin client and thick client. So do you know what is the difference between the thin client and thick client?
No, not thin client
Thin client and thick client.
and
So normally what happened when we are using the GIS application, okay, before that, just I want to tell you one thing. When we are using any browser, okay, like let's suppose Google Chrome or any browser, when we are using, browser is the what? Browser is the client. Okay. Browser is what? Browser is the client. And whatever the things we are accessing, these all things we are accessing from server. Correct?
yes,
That anything which is available on the server, and if you know the URL, then we can access the data or access the website using the Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. Correct?
yes.
So Chrome or any browser is basically example of the client. Now,
Okay.
now coming to the difference between the thin client and thick client. When we are using the browser, when we are using the browser and accessing the application, and that application is not going to use your system resource, okay, If
Okay.
we are accessing a application using the internet, and if that application is not going to use any system resource, that is called the thin client. Okay, that is called the thin client based
Thin client.
application.
Okay.
The example of the thin client is Google Map. Simply we can go to the browser, we can write map.google.com, और हमको क्या मिल जाता है? Google Map we will get. And it is not going to use any system resource or anything, correct?
Correct.
But if you will take one example for the Google Earth engine, something Google Earth is there, correct? Google Earth
Hmm.
Pro. So if you will install the Google Earth Pro in your system, in your machine, when we will install the Google Earth Pro, ultimately Google Earth Pro also will work using the internet only, correct? If you
Correct.
will stop the internet, Google Earth Pro will not work. Or if you will if you will stop the internet, then some functionality of the Google Earth Pro will not work. So if any system which is working with the internet, which need to install in our machine, so that kind of client is called the thick client.
Thick client.
Okay, understood the difference between
And
the thin client and thick client?
yes, yes.
Okay, so basically when we are working with the FME, so when we are going to create the pipeline, create the workbench, then you will understand what I explained you, what is the meaning of the thin client and thick client in respect with respect to the FM. So here the extraction we already discussed. So in extraction there are many different type of data is there, and based on that data we can do the extraction. Then after we have the transformation. Transformation, these are the process involved in the transformation: filtering, cleaning, joining, splitting, sorting. Sometime let's suppose you have one polygon features. That polygon feature you want to transform in two different feature classes. In one feature class you want to keep polygon. In one feature class you want to keep all the vertex. In one feature class you want to keep lines. So just imagine कि this is a very complex work, correct? If I
Hmm.
give you the polygon feature class and I ask you, I want three feature classes. One is for the polygon, one is for all the vertex, and one is for all the lines. This task you can do quickly using the spatial ETL application. So, like splitting, joining, cleaning, these all operations we can easily do using the FME. Then after finally we will have the loading. Loading means whatever the data we have done, whatever the data we have cleaned, filter and everything, that data we are going to load. Finally, it will go to the destination. So this is basically the process or the flow or the thing about the spatial ETL. Why we require the spatial ETL? What is the spatial ETL and what are the different type of spatial ETLs are available? So in our case, in our course, we are going to explore the proprietary enterprise level spatial ETL, that is the FME, and the company name of the FME is Safe Software. Okay,
Okay.
so we will discuss or we will continue this thing in the next session.